Hello lovers, welcome to the Butterfly Effect podcast hosted by myself, Lauren Amy. This is for those who are ready to take up space, who are living a soft life loudly and are ready to savor the sweetness in each moment. Here we're going to embrace transformation, the beauty of the in-between and the magic of becoming. So pull up a seat and listen in because life is delicious and it's about goddamn time we eat it up. Hello stunners, welcome back to the Butterfly Effect podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and happy Wellness Wednesday. Okay, so over the past few weeks I gave you guys a couple of vlogs in a row there. Don't ask me how I did that, but I won't be doing that again because that was a lot. We are back to a regular scheduled programming. I'm back in my cozy little living room. I've got the sunlight cascading in through my windows. My plants are soaking up all that lovely light and I'm just sat here photosynthesizing for a little bit and just letting myself land. It's actually been a real crazy time recently, a lovely time. Life has been feeling particularly vibrant, wink wink nudge nudge if you know what I'm referencing there. But yeah, it's nice to actually come back to normality a little bit. And obviously speaking of vibrancy, we've entered it into June, therefore we have entered into a new theme as part of our classes both online and in person, because obviously June is this real vibrant time of year, it's this real yang time of year. We've got the summer solstice coming up, and I suppose that will be another vlog you can look forward to. I mean, hopefully, who knows? But I do plan to document as much of that as I can because I'll be going down to celebrate the solstice at Stonehenge again this year. You might remember some content bits from last year, and we're doing it again. We're doing it again, and I'm gonna be even more outrageous with my outfit. And I'm gonna have my face painted. I'm gonna have a flower crown, hopefully. I'm going to be waving around a little rattle. Yeah, I'm going to live my best hippie life. So stay tuned. That's coming up very, very soon. But for now, we are settling into June, we are settling into this new theme, okay? And actually what I want to talk about within this theme of vibrancy is that yes, everything can be feeling really light, joyous and expensive, but there's also a real nice softness to the season as well. So reminding ourselves that again, we don't need to be rushing into absolutely everything, okay? I know I definitely fall into the trap so often when the sun is shining and with the longer days. I'm like, okay, I need to be making the most out of every single minute of this daylight, right? I need to be out and about, I need to be doing all the things, and then no wonder I'm getting home and I'm like, bloody hell. Someone let me just lie down. Someone tuck me in and just force me to stay there for at least a few hours, you know? And yeah, life has actually been a bit like that recently. But as with everything, there's an ebb and flow, there's a rise and fall, there's peaks and troughs, okay? And that consistently happens throughout the seasons. So even in winter where we will want to hibernate that little bit more, okay, there's still a rise and fall in our energy. But I think as we get to the summer season, that's where we perhaps need to honour it more, because we can't be working at 100% all the while. We can't be doing all the things all the while. There are literally so many hours in a day, okay? And there's only so much we can do in a day, okay? So whilst we're, seeking all these opportunities and embracing the daylight and lapping up that sun, take your time, enjoy the slowness of the season too, because again, no one likes to be a burnt out bitch, as I was verging on last week. And yeah, I've got a joyous little midweek break coming up very soon with Danny. We're gonna take ourselves off for a little trip somewhere, just for a couple days, a couple nights, not even a couple days really, just to kind of reset and again, harness that slowness, okay? This is my invitation to you. And I suppose linking this back to the theme of vibrancy, vibrancy, if you imagine it on a dial that you can turn up and you can turn down as you see fit, as makes sense for you. So there might be moments where you're like, yeah, I'm going to turn up the vibrancy a little bit here. I'm going to make things really bright, colourful, joyous. And then there's going to be moments where I'm like, okay, let's turn it down a little bit. Let's again soften. Let's surrender, let's rest, I always think of it as, when you're, if you're like editing photos and that saturation level, and I actually think vibrancy is a filter you can change, right? And you're just sliding that scale up and down as and when you need it to, okay? And as and when we need to adjust. So, whilst yes, we can celebrate the vibrancy of this summer season and this real yang time of year, again, let's also appreciate the slowness of the season to literally take the time to bask in the sun, because if we're too busy running around here, there and everywhere, we miss out on so much. You miss out on the tiny details. You miss out on all like the colors around you, like the different shades of green in the leaves, right? And as the light dapples through, right? I'm literally just, again, looking around my living room, soaking up some inspiration. And I've got this gorgeous orchid that I think has been flowering for like months, and it's this beautiful purple color. And actually, as I stare into it, it's got different shades of purple. It's got flashes of white in it too. And the only way I'm able to like stop and notice that is by literally stopping and noticing it, you know? So actually take a little look around you right now. Notice the colors. Notice the different shades, notice the different hues, notice how that color changes as the light shines through. Notice the patterns, you know? Take it all in, because as always, seasons will come and go. Autumn equinox will come and winter solstice will come. We will be back in that winter season where things do feel kind of dark and dreary a little bit. And we'll be craving this time. So this time is here. So again, look around you. What can you notice? What can you see? And what can your eyes soak up? Yeah, literally take a moment to stop and notice. And on the theme of colour, I actually want us to observe our relationship to colour, okay? As when we embrace colour and when we decorate ourselves and our spaces in colour, I don't know, I think it says something. And my brother said something to me the other day. Yeah, my brother said something to me the other day, and he messaged me and he was like, Lauren, I mean this with all the love in the world, but you are such a weirdo. And I thought, oh wow, what a compliment. What a compliment. And also, I love my brother, but he is one gigantic nerd, okay? So really, you can't be saying anything. And he will say this. He will say, I'm an out and proud nerd. And I'm like, lovely, I'm an out and proud weirdo. Beautiful, okay? And it got me thinking, everyone has a little bit of weirdness to them. Everyone has a little bit of nerdiness to them. And when we're thinking about nerdiness, like everyone has something that they are passionate about, or something that really kind of like, I don't know, gets them thinking, gets them motivated. It kind of engages these particular areas of the brain where it's really firing, you know? And again, noticing what that is. And when you see that in another person, when you see them talking about something that they are passionate about and you literally see them come alive, I just think that's beautiful. And I love to witness that. Happened to be at the weekend. There was this person talking about food and textures and colours of food. And as they're talking, I'm like, wow, like you're inspiring me here. And I fully believe you here. I believe you in this moment. Like, absolutely, yeah, let's go with that, you know? And then another example I'd like to compare this to is like in the past, when I've been to a yoga class, for example, okay? And you could almost sense that maybe there could be a nervousness, which is absolutely fine, within the teacher, okay? But it's almost like a very copy and paste kind of practice, right? And I don't want to say that in a mean or judgmental way. It's just factual, you know? And I've been in these classes and I've thought, you know, I don't believe you in this moment. And that's me saying this to the teacher, obviously not saying that to their faces, but just me thinking, like, I'm not believing this person. I'm not believing in what they're offering. I'm not believing that they are enjoying this. Therefore, I'm not enjoying this. You know what I mean? That's happened to me quite a few times where I almost get frustrated in a yoga class. And I've had it before where I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this yoga class to be over. And I'm a yoga teacher. You know, yoga is one of my many passions, but because I'm not feeling that passion from the teacher who's meant to be holding the space and meant to be leading the room, yeah, I'm kind of wanting to check out. So this is what I mean, letting your passion be seen for the things that you enjoy, you know? And when you witness that in another person, again, you hook them in, you reel them in, and it's literally like hook, line, and sinker. Like, I fully, wholeheartedly believe you in this moment, and I'm willing to follow you in this moment, you know? Passion is what, I don't know, drives us, it what draws us in, it what motivates us, okay? And I suppose what I wanted to get at here is actually being brave to be loud about your passions, loud about the things you enjoy, okay? So the reason my brother sent me this message, this delightful message, thank you broski, love you loads, was because I have started to learn how to roller skate, right? And we've probably all seen the clips on social media of me somewhat struggling. It's so much harder than I anticipated, but also it is so much fun. And I think I sent a message on the family group of me and my skates, trying out a few things, and that's when my brother was like, you weirdo. But also, we all had skates when we were younger, I'm pretty sure. I certainly did, and they must have done, right? And the way in which I see it is like, it's only weird now because I'm learning. I'm a beginner at something. I'm trying something new. I'm figuring it out. So yes, it's not the cool tricks right now, but it will be. And it dawned on me that the same people that are calling this weird or strange are the same people that in a year's time are going to like, wow, I wish I could do what you could do on those skates. You know what I mean? But they're too afraid to, again, have that little weird phase, that awkward phase when you're learning and when you're trying something new, you know? To be a beginner is such a beautiful thing. To be your weird, wonderful, whimsical self is such a beautiful thing, okay? And I went on a little skate date with a friend, and I fell over like 4 times. And then I put that on a social media post, and I had a commenter say, well, at least it wasn't 5. And I was like, you know what? Great point. Fell over 4 times, but at least it wasn't 5. And she was saying to me, like, you know, you've fallen over a couple times now, and if you look around you, no one has batted an eyelid. No one's noticed, okay? No one cares. And I know that. I know no one cares. I know no one's really thinking of me because they're too busy worrying about themselves. So, you know, we let the fear of how we're being perceived stop us from doing so many things, right? And I had this thought land into my brain where we hold ourselves back from doing the things that we want to do so much so, okay? And we find all these excuses, all these reasons to not do the thing, when the fact that you want to do it is reason enough. The fact that you have the desire to do something is reason enough. No matter how weird and wonderful it might be to another person, if you have a desire for something, that is reason enough, okay? So I've decided I'm also going to have a very silly summer this year, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be cruising around on my roller skates, hopefully, and continuing with all the paddleboarding and just embracing the silliness of things, okay? Embracing the vibrancy of things and embracing the colour in all things, okay? So this is all going to tie together, I promise you. I've had so many of these thoughts kind of land, and they're all simmering here, and they will all tie together, I promise you, right? But I mentioned moments ago about healing our relationship to colour, right? So, again, when we're thinking about being a beginner at something, learning something, or figuring out what your passions are, when you really lean into that, things naturally do become more vibrant. Things naturally do become more colourful. And if you think back to your younger self, we really celebrated colour. You know, we'd wear all the crazy colours. And, you know, when you're young, a teenager, and when you're learning makeup, I remember I'd play with all like the real bright, bold, colourful eyeshadows, blushes. I'd look crazy. I'd look probably like a clown. But it doesn't matter because I was playing, you know, and I was learning, right? And then as we get older, it's like we are muted, or those colours or are diluted or diminished, okay? And that's when we start to conform. That's when we start to conform to the typical black and white. Because if you walk around, right, and you see someone that's dressed head to toe in colour, right, they do draw your attention. You do look to that person and you think, well, I don't know what you think. You might think, wow, that's really cool. Or you might think, oh, that's a bit too bold. I don't know, you might think a plethora of different things, right? But the reason they stand out is because everyone else is just conforming to this black and white culture. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to be brave with colour recently, and I do find that when you allow yourself to enjoy colour, it says something about yourself. It says something about how comfortable you are within yourself, okay? Because you aren't worried about people potentially looking at you. Because if you walk through town head to toe in colour, you will naturally draw people's attention because people will think, oh, that's different. That's out of the norm, or whatever the norm is. So again, I just want us to observe our relationship with colour. Today I'm wearing my most favourite little crop sweater vest. It's green, it's got 2 different shades of green. I love it, okay? And I thought to complement it, fuck it, I'm gonna put some like a little green eyeshadow on as well. Love, you know? And it's just little flashes here and there. But healing our relationship with colour isn't an easy thing. Over the weekend, I really tried to force myself to wear more colour, and then I took myself on a little shopping trip, and I was like, okay, let's buy some things that are more colourful. This is the time of year where clothes do get more colourful. But it's hard. You know, you kind of instinctively want to reach for like the nudie tones, or the browns, the navies, the black colours, okay? But then I asked myself, I was like, do I really need another pair of black trousers? No, I don't. Do I need these glorious pink gingham trousers? Yes, I do. Did I buy them? Yes, I did. Can I wait to wear them? No, I can't. I just think when you embrace colour, there's an embracing of confidence, and there's a changing in how you carry yourself, because again, you're not afraid to stand out. You're not afraid to be seen. You're not afraid to be witnessed, okay? And again, people might see it as weird or strange, but another thing I was thinking of, when you see someone's weird side start to come out, I just find that thrilling. And I said this to my girl Devon in heels class. I can't remember how long I'd been going to the dance class for. Maybe a couple months. And we were being really silly. We were giggling. We were prancing around like idiots. And I said to her, I was like, oh my God, my weird side is coming out. She's like, yeah, it's because you feel comfortable. And I was like, amazing. To get to that point where I feel comfortable around this gorgeous group of girls, to let my weirdness out, to let my silliness out, again, that just feels so lovely and wholesome. So when I see someone's weird side coming out in front of me, I'm like, oh, yes, they feel comfortable with me. That's beautiful. Everyone has that little bit of weirdness to them. Everyone has a little bit of nerdiness to them. So I think what I want this episode to be is celebrating your weirdness. Celebrate what makes you strange. Celebrate whatever it is you are nerdy about. Because when you run with that and you let that passion, that colour rise to the surface, you'll hook people in. You'll reel people in. You will become a magnet for more colour, for more vibrancy, for more opportunity, for more connection. I've seen it. I just love the weird and the wonderful and the silly and the strange. And again, if you practice with me, that's something I say quite often, you know, because we're so stuck in our routine and we're so stuck in our patterns. But that moment when you break free from that can be such a breath of fresh air. And I want that to become our new norm. I think weirdness can be seen as such a negative, again going back to school and how we're brought up, and like that criticism on the school playground, it really does affect us later in life. It really sets a precedent, like, oh no, we can't be weird, we can't be seen as different, because then we'll stand out for the wrong reasons. I don't think there is such a thing as standing out for the wrong reasons, really, is there? I mean, maybe they are if we go down, I don't know, some sort of like political or human rights route or feminism. Yeah, if we were to dive into a particular topic, I suppose there is a basic understanding of right and wrong. But if you are letting yourself freely exist in full color, in full HD, and you're not harming anyone, you're not harming yourself, you can do no wrong. I really believe that. And I guess I just want us to be a little bit louder about our weirdness and about the things that we are passionate about. Because again, when you speak with that passion, when you convey that across from the person, again, it's just an immediate magnet. They are immediately interested. They immediately want to hear more from you. They immediately want to talk to you. They immediately want to come up and say hi to you. And I just think that's beautiful. I had a couple of people at the weekend at the yoga day in Bedford come and say hey, and I'd never met them before, and they said, follow you on social media, I listened to your podcast, and I just really wanted to say hi to you. And like, that was fucking lovely. That was so kind. That was so nice of them. And if you're listening, hey, thank you so much. And that's what I mean. Again, just allowing yourself to be your silly self, you know? Have that silly girl summer. What does that mean for you? Is it letting yourself skip occasionally? I don't know. Is it wearing a little bit more colour? Is it allowing yourself to kind of like, I don't know, shake out the sillies a little bit? I can't remember what I was doing. Oh, I think it was at the yoga day in the park. I got everyone to stand up and then I was like, okay, let's take a moment just to shake out the sillies, shake out the awkwardness a little bit, you know? Because maybe that's what's needed in order to feel rooted in the moment and rooted in who we are. Just, yeah. Shake out what feels uncomfortable and let that comfort land. Let that comfort find itself within. I think if there was no weirdness in the world, everything would feel so boring. Imagine a world without colour. Yeah, imagine if we lived black and white the entire time. Yeah. That's not a world I want to live in. I want to live in this full spectrum of colour. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up here. A little short and sweet episode for you guys today. I need to head off and leave to teach a class in like 10 minutes. But yeah, embrace the weird and wonderful, the silly and the strange, and have that best silly girl summer you could possibly imagine for yourself. Even if you're a guy, you know, have a silly girl summer. I love that for you. I love that for me. I love you. Go thrive. And I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Alright, stunners, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Butterfly Effect podcast. I hope it has left you feeling suitably inspired. And as always, please don't forget to rate and review, like and subscribe, all those lovely things, as not only does this help the podcast grow, but it also helps us to reach more beautiful souls who need to hear these conversations. And of course, come hang out with me over on Instagram and TikTok at LaurenAmyYD, and follow the pod at butterflyeffect.pod. You can also dive deeper into yoga, meditations, poetry, and so much more with me over on Patreon. Until next time, keep living a soft life loudly because you know you deserve it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah!